When information is everywhere, learning something new often becomes harder, not easier. You can watch 10 tutorials in one night. You can ask AI to summarize entire books for you. You can even download high-quality resources instantly. But none of that guarantees that you have truly learned anything. Recently, I decided to learn something completely outside my usual domain, rendering a 3D terrain map from the dim data. It has nothing to do with front-end system design or React, and that was exactly the point. Looking back, I realized that the way I approached this was not random. It's actually the same method I have been using for years to learn new skills across many different domains. In this video, I want to walk you through that method and explain why it works. Before I dive into the details, let me summarize the method clearly. It has 5 stages: follow, reproduce, isolate, experiment, and then modify and iterate. Those stages are simple, but the correct structure. And structure does something very important. It creates a feedback channel. When you are learning something new, the biggest risk is drifting. You consume content, you try things randomly, but you don't know whether you are progressing or not. Structure gives you a small end-to-end slice, something that works from start to finish. Once you have that slice, you can measure yourself against it. You know what working looks like. You know how far away you are, and you can adjust deliberately. Let me explain this using the dim rendering example I mentioned earlier. The first thing I did was very straightforward. I found a tutorial and followed it exactly as it was presented. I did not try to optimize anything. I did not try to improve the workflow. I did not add my own creative twists. I simply followed exactly the step carefully. At this stage, the goal is not deep understanding. The goal here is to build a complete working slice from the start to finish. For example, I first imported the dim data into QGIS to inspect the elevation values and understand what I was working with. Then I brought the idea into Blender and applied the displacement to a mesh so the terrain could take shape. After that, I adjust the lighting and materials and rendering the output as a PNG image. By the end of this stage, I was not an expert for sure, but I had something more important. I had an end-to-end result. I knew what done looks like. That becomes your reference point. Without this, you are just collecting fragments of knowledge or information. With it, you have a feedback baseline. After completing the tutorial once, I did something more important. I tried to recreate a similar result without following the tutorial step by step. This time, I chose a different dataset by following the exactly same steps. So that forced me to think through the workflow instead of copying it. This stage transforms passive recognition into active recall. And recall is where real learning begins. But more importantly, this step tests your slice. Could you rebuild the end-to-end process yourself? If you cannot do that, then you don't yet control it. Each time you rebuild it, you strengthen the feedback loop. You know where you hesitate, you know where you forgot, you know which part needs more information to reinforce. And that leads us to the next step, changing one variable at a time. So once I could rebuild the workflow on my own, I began experimenting deliberately. Instead of watching more tutorials, I changed one variable at a time. I adjust the displacement scale and observe how the terrain exaggerated or flattened. I changed the lighting scale to see how shadows reveal different features. Each change was intentional, and after each change, I observed the result, compare the before and after. Because I have already got a working baseline, I could clearly see the impact of each modification. This is the feedback in action. You are no longer guessing, you are probing the system and watching how it responds. At some point, you will hate friction. For me, it was understanding how Grayscale values represent elevation and how Blender interprets them as displacement. Instead of reading broad theory about dim data, I isolated this particular part, this single concept. I created a simple grayscale image myself with iPad Procreate and applied it as a displacement on a basic mesh. In isolation, the concept became visible. And because I could plug that isolated understanding back into my working slice, it strengthened the whole system. So isolation works because you already have context. You're not learning in an abstract. You're fixing a specific weakness inside a structure you have already had and you can test. After repeating the workflow several times and experiment with variations, I began modify the process itself. I replaced the steps with alternatives that felt more effective. I simplified parts that were unnecessary. I automated some small steps, small pieces. At that point, I was no longer following instructions. I was designing my own workflow. This is usually the moment when you realize you have truly learned the skill. That's not because you consumed enough content, but because you can control the process and adjust it confidently. And if you zoom out, the pattern is consistent. You start by building a complete slice, and then you reproduce it to test your recall. You memorize these steps, or you can follow that along without looking back. And then you experiment to understand the cause and effect. After that, you isolate fractions points, and then you modify the workflow itself to fit your very needs. Obviously, the key is not the 5 labels. The key is that you always maintain an end-to-end feedback channel. You are never drifting. You always know what you are aiming for. You always have something runnable that tells you whether you are closer or further away. In the AI era, information is infinite and the tools are incredibly powerful. What differentiates people is not access to knowledge. It's ability to structure their learning. If you can break new skill into stages, build a small end-to-end slice, and establish a feedback loop that tells you where you stand, you can learn almost anything in a sustainable way. Structure is what turns exposure into progress, and the ability to build that structure for yourself is far more durable than simply consuming more content. Alright, that's what I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next one.